A big key thing that we're starting with this term, I guess, of this committee, because the committees get reformed, I guess you will, every convention, every 2 years, is also that education to the elected officials at the state level. Because obviously we need to educate our members, but we really need to educate the elected officials, especially with term limits and that there's a big turnover.
Right.
So President Saar has tasked this committee with creating a legislative book.
That's a great point. You get a new boss, you got to retrain your people, right?
And so this is something that's probably long overdue. The international does it. We're taking that same model that's working at the international level and bringing it to the state. We've never had this before, so we're starting from scratch.
Right.
So we're working on creating what we're calling a legislative handbook. And to keep it simple, right, the old KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. And so it works good for firefighters and elected officials.
Oh, yeah. And we only have so much time for words.
That's right. So we are trying to focus on, again, our core issues. We'll probably keep it down to 3, 4, maybe 5 of the key elements of what's important to us as firefighters. And we're going to put that in this really easy to read handbook. And it'll explain our core issues. It'll also include any current legislation that's been drafted that might be in committee, be getting ready to go to the floor to vote on, and that will include those House and Senate bill numbers for the legislators. You know, we might start with a good example would be protecting Public Act 312, binding arbitration, because that is a rallying cry of some politicians to get rid of that. And so we want to put that in that book this is why this is important for us to keep it.
Right.
This is why we need binding arbitration for the fire service. A good example would have been, we didn't have a book, but one of our core issues that were used through our lobbyist was cancer presumption. And we fought for years to get cancer presumption and heart and lung presumption.
Right.
You know, it actually just came up at one of our at our district meeting. We do have not only cancer presumption now, but heart and lung presumption.
Yeah.
So we want those issues front and center on these elected officials. We want to be able to hand them something with our MPFFU logo on it, front and center. But again, not a large book. This is going to be really a small handbook with at most probably 5 core issues that are going to be important coming into this legislative session.